What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark and this is 360 Finance. In today's video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to best prepare for the CFA Level 1 exam. I'm currently a Level 2 candidate set to write Level 2 in May 2021. I'm sure a lot of you have been discouraged as the last couple of exams have been canceled. I'm here to remain your hype man and give you my 5 best tips in order for you to pass Level 1. Before we jump into the video, I'd just like to let you guys know that over 90% of you guys that watch this content actually aren't subscribed to the channel. If you do enjoy this type of content, please at least consider subscribing. Let's go ahead and jump into the video. My first tip is going to be to buy supplemental material. I'm sure a lot of you guys are thinking, well, the CFA exams are already as expensive as it is, plus you add on the cost of books. Why would I want to buy additional prep material? Here's my reason. I didn't use any for Level 1 and I felt extremely lost. I did not have any structure and I often felt it difficult to decide what was my weakness and what to spend more time on. Supplemental material is going to add that structure to your studying as well as give you a vast amount of practice questions. Now, there's many prep providers out there, so I'm going to be referencing a review done here by Craig Stoltenberg, who was a CFP for over 30 years. And the first one that I want to mention to you guys is Analyst Prep. So full disclosure, I've recently partnered with Analyst Prep. Their link to their Learn and Practice package is in the description, as well as a link to their website. These are affiliate links, so just take into account that I do get paid if you purchase through these links. One thing that I really love about Analyst Prep is their value. If you look at all the other prep providers out there, you're looking at least $1,000 for all of their material. You're going to be getting tons of practice questions with Analyst Prep, over 3,500 questions for Level 1. I'll talk about this later, but it's really important to have a balanced score in this exam. So that's why I find the performance tracker extremely important, so that you can see where your weaknesses are and what you ultimately need to work on. On top of that, they have a formula sheet so that you don't need to write down all these formulas that you are seeing in the books. They have it all neatly prepared for you into 2 pages. Anybody who's gone through the CFA program also knows that a ratio sheet for the FRA book, extremely important. There's a ton of questions on the exam about this. They also have a 123-page summary. This is important for reviewing concepts right before you go into practice, okay? Or just reviewing all the material within your review period or right before the exam. So best bang for your buck, no doubt, is Analyst Prep compared to all the other prep providers out there. You know, you have Wiley, you have Kaplan Schweizer, you have Princeton Review. So just make sure to do your own research before actually going out and purchasing one of these packages. My second tip is to start studying consecutively well in advance of the exam. For me personally, I started studying about 6 or 7 months in advance of the exam, at least putting in 1 hour a day, and then obviously as you get closer to the exam, you put a little bit more than that in, and then you just want to make sure you basically stick to your schedule. It's extremely important. As you know, most people that have been through this program reference the 300-hour rule, that you need to put in at minimum 300 hours into studying before you're ready to pass this exam. Obviously, there's tons of variations of that. Some people are going to study 600 hours and pass. Some people are going to study 200 hours and pass. The golden number is 300 hours. You're also going to want to set aside 30 days before the exam so that you can review all topics. You might take, a month or 2 to get through each book, the FRA book, the portfolio management book. But once you get to a month before the exam, you're going to want to be reviewing everything, okay? So at minimum, set aside 30 days to go over all the concepts again. And then the last week before the exam, you're going to want to take that off from work or from studying from school, and you're going to want to use that to memorize the formulas and put in 8+ hour days. This is your crunch time, okay? You're going to want to be making sure you're covering all the concepts once again in that last week, and also use that time to memorize the formulas. Third tip is going to be to make mistakes. And I'm sure you're wondering, well, why would I want to make mistakes? Here's my point. If you're making mistakes, you're learning. You're not going to go into practice and ultimately know every single question. So make sure you're making mistakes and teaching yourself along the way. It's very much a trial and error process. This is one of the very few exams where you actually go in to write the exam and you feel like you know absolutely nothing after just studying for 300+ hours. The content to cover is vast, so just make sure every single time you're making a mistake, you're learning something from that question. Fourth tip is going to be track the hours that you have studied and your results. So as I mentioned, Analyst Prep has a performance tracker on their main dashboard here so that you can see your weaknesses as you are going through the practice questions. This is very important, and if I just pop up my score up on the screen now, you can see that I very much passed Level 1 with a balanced score, and I believe that's much more important than a really high mark in one section, just given the weightings on each topic. So in particular, I struggled with the FRA book, and I probably spent the most amount of time on the FRA book. And I still didn't get the greatest mark in that, but at least I didn't put myself, in the bottom 20% or the bottom percentile. So like I said, it's just very important to focus on your weaknesses and make sure you come out of studying with a balanced score. Know enough about each topic so that you can submit a balanced score. And fifth tip is to stay motivated. There's going to be many days where you're thinking, do I really need to spend this time studying? There's so many other things you could be doing with your life, going out, having fun with friends, spending time with a loved one, spending time with your family, reading, playing video games, working out, whatever you like to do. It's going to be tough to keep yourself motivated, but just remind yourself why you're doing this. You're ultimately trying to gain knowledge to make yourself more valuable to the workforce and ultimately increase your salary. Don't forget that. Stay the course, maintain that vision, and I guarantee you'll do great on this exam. That's all I have for you guys today. If you did enjoy, don't forget to smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys in the next